Good morning, children. Welcome to English class. Children, this is lesson 17, video 1 from my English. So, this is a small story that is the birthday kitten. So, let us go through the story, children. It was Peter's birthday, and will you believe it? All he had was one card and one present. So, Peter's birthday, he got only one present and one card, it seems. So, children, whenever you celebrate birthday, you will be getting gifts from your parents, neighbors, relatives, friends. Is it not? But here, this Peter received only one present. Peter lived with his Aunt Sally, and she didn't really know what small boys liked. So he was staying with his Aunt Sally. So as she didn't knew what to give as a birthday present, she has given. So Peter's one present was a new pair of socks. And socks aren't at all exciting, are they? For a birthday? No, is it not, children? Nobody gives socks as present on birthday. I did so want that big book of adventure stories in the bookshop, thought poor Peter as he pulled on his new socks. So the socks which has been given by his Aunt Sally, he wore them, thinking that he expected the adventure stories book to be given as a birthday present. So, children, whenever you're that is, whenever you celebrate your birthday, you will be expecting some gifts from others. So, in this way, this Peter also expected the adventure stories book as a present, but he didn't get it. Peter went to school as usual, and because it was his birthday, the children clapped their hands 8 times for him. He was 8. So, as usual, he went to school and his birthday was celebrated there. On the way home, he saw something under a hedge, that is fence, which was there beside the plants or bushes. So, under a hedge, he saw a something that is under a fence, and he looked to see what it was. At first, he thought it was a big grey mouse. First, he thought that it was a mouse, but it wasn't. It was a tiny kitten. Peter couldn't think how it had come there, for there was no house near. So he was thinking to himself, that is, how did this little kitten come here? There were no houses nearby. It was mewing. It's making sound. Cats mew. Is it not, children? As the weather was cold and the kitten was hungry. So the weather was cold and this kitten was feeling hungry, so it was mewing. Peter was kind and he bent over the tiny creature. You poor little thing, he said. I can't leave you here. I shall take you home under my coat. So he thought to himself, that is, he spoke to that little kitten, that he told that he will not leave that kitten there, and he decided to take along with him. So he popped the tiny creature inside his coat. So he kept under his coat. So it did feel nice there, because as the weather was cold outside, the kitten felt very nice inside the coat and ran home with it. So he took that kitten home. Aunt Sally was not pleased to see it. Aunt Sally didn't like that. She said Peter could only keep it if it lived outside in the shed. So she told Peter to keep it outside in the shed. So Peter made it a warm bed there. He made a warm bed and also gave some food every day. So he gave some food every day. The kitten loved Peter very much and always ran to welcome him home from school. So he loved very much. Kitten loved Peter very much. One morning, the school teacher said that the children would have a pet show. So they are going to have a pet show, it seems. They could each bring their pets, and she would look at them all and see which was the best cared for. So, in this way, she would select which was the best cared for pet. So, of course, Peter brought his cat along too. It was still a kitten, but big and fat, and its striped fur was as soft as silk. So, though it was small, it was big and fat, and it also has some stripes on it and soft silk fur. It was fun that day at school. That is when the pet show was conducted. That day was fun. Ellen brought her canary. Each student brought their pets. So in that way, Ellen brought her canary in its cage. That is bird. John brought a dog, and so did George. Mary took her white rabbit, and Doris had a tortoise. But it was asleep in its box, so Mary brought rabbit and Doris brought tortoise, which was asleep in its box for the winter. And they didn't wake it. Harry had a cat, and so did Nellie. Both of them brought cat. And of course, Peter had his kitten, which he said was his birthday kitten because he had found it on his birthday. Why did he say that it was his birthday kitten? Because he found it on his birthday. That's why he called the kitten as birthday kitten. The teacher looked hard at every animal and bird. She said they all looked well cared for and happy. So all of them are very, very nice because they were well cared by you. And also they are very happy, and she also felt happy. But when she came to Peter's kitten, purring loudly and looking so fat and silky and sleek, she really couldn't help picking it up to stroke it. So, after looking at all the animals and birds, she came to this kitten, Peter's kitten. She couldn't stop her from putting the hands on that soft, silky, that is kitten, and she stroked it. That is, she put the hands and she just moved it down on the fur. Peter, your kitten wins the prize, she said. After doing that, she told that is Peter that his kitten won the prize. She's simply beautiful, quite perfect. I can see you love her and look after her well. So I knew that you love her and you are looking after this kitten very well. That's why your kitten won the prize. Go and fetch the prize from the table. She told to take the prize from the table. And what do you think the prize was? Guess? Yes, it was the big book of adventure stories. You are a really birthday kitten, he said to his cat. When the teacher told this Peter to bring the gift from the table, bring the prize from the table, he was very anxiety to see what was that. And finally, it was the big book of adventure stories which he wanted on his birthday, which he wanted as a present on his birthday. But finally, he got it this on this day, that is pet show. And who was responsible for that prize? This kitten, that is birthday kitten. That's why he was saying to that kitten, you are really great. You brought me this gift. You have brought me the birthday present I so badly wanted. So, finally, he got the adventure stories book. So, I think all of you have understood the story, children. Let us go through the exercises. Take the correct answer. First one. How old was Peter? 8 years. What did Aunt Sally give Peter on his birthday? A pair of socks. What did Peter find under the hedge? A kitten. How did Peter bring home the little creature he had found? Under his coat. Aunt Sally told Peter that the little creature could only live outside in the shed. The teacher said she would judge whose pet was the best cared for. Now, match the pets in column A with their owners in column B. So, some students brought some pets, is it not? You have to match them. Dog was brought by George. Canary was brought by Ellen. Tortoise, Doris. Rabbit, Mary. Kitten, Peter. Cat, Harry. So that is all for today, children. There's a small assignment. Question and answers. First one. Why wasn't Peter happy on his birthday? Second one. Who got prize for the best cat for pet? Answer these questions, children. You have to read the lesson and answer the questions. I'll give you the answers later on. Thank you. Meet you in the next